struggle walking multiple dogs because they are constantly tangled on your walks? Or are you searching for an option to be able to switch from hands-free to hands-on leash, either with multiple or single dogs when you're out on your adventures? Are you looking for the perfect leash setup to take you on your outdoor adventures that's easy to clean, reliable, the right length, because we know Ontario parks have their restrictions, and perfect for your entire crew? If so, we might have you covered. Okay, so when we were at the Outdoor Adventure Show, we had the opportunity to meet Taylor Liddell, I hope I said that right, from TinyHorse. And she introduced us to her line of dog leash systems, which she designed as a dog walker herself, and realizing the troubles and the complications she was facing, trying to get to be able to handle that many dogs and that many leashes all at once while she was out. Lucifer knows that John has treats. So, but she thought about the problems that she was facing, and she came up with a product that addressed it, releasing her Lead All leash in May of 2017. And since then, she has been innovating and coming up with new leash setups and finding ways to make it easier to handle multiple dogs when you're out and about. So we were really excited to connect with her, to hear her story, to hear about her products, and she hooked us up with a system so that we could try it and see how this would work for adventure lovers like ourselves.
Yeah.
Let's show you guys what she gave us. First, and the most important part of it all, is the Infinite Pro. Now, we got two of these. Lucifer's is black.
And Willow's is a greenish teal?
Yeah, so these are long biothane leashes. I believe they're 10 feet. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, we'll put a correction down here. I'll double check. But they do come in nylon as well if you prefer the more fabric style. But we love the biothane. We already love biothane gear just because it's so easy to clean and to manage when you're outdoors. You know, it gets muddy, you rinse it off, and you're good to go. So each end of these leashes has a locking carabiner. She does have other clip options, but the locking carabiner is also something that's really important to us with our existing gear, so we were excited to see that that was an option here. On one end, you have a standard handle, and the other end has multiple traffic handle options. So depending on the size of your dog, you can be closer or further away. With Willow, the closest one is usually key if we need a traffic handle. With Lucifer, because he's smaller, so that I don't have to reach way down, I'll use one of these further away traffic handles and it still reaches him. So that is the Infinite Pro. As I said, we have two, one for each dog. That is important to note when we get into the setup later. Additionally, she gave us one of these handlers, which is a handle with a clip here and a clip on the end, and one of the connecting rings. You need these connecting rings. That is a very important part of the whole setup. So when we put it together for multiple pups, you put your connecting ring on the end of your handle, and then on the handle side of your leash, you hook both of your leashes onto here. And that way you have one handle, 2 long leashes, and something that she did not include but that we wanted to add, because those of you who know us know that we travel with Theia.
Yep, Theia.
So we have Theia's biothane leash here, and when I want to take her out, if I wanted to go completely hands-free with all 3 pets, I have this carabiner that I always just keep in her backpack so that we've got it for random stuff, random gear. Hook a carabiner on your cat's leash, and it can hook right to that connecting hook as well. So that you can have all 3 of our pets on the one handle. Now we will show you why this handle is so special when we get up in a moment. But I wanted to touch on a couple things before we kind of get up and do some demonstrations. First, solo versus double. I love that it easily converts to a 2-dog leash from just walking as a 1-dog leash. So if we're out, John's out walking Willow, I've got Lucifer, one of us has to take over, we can put them together. So when we're out, I have 1 leash walking Lucifer, John has 1 leash walking Willow, and the benefit of this with the extra hook is that one of these can hold the connecting ring so we're ready to go, and we just hook this to our backpack or our hip bag, and it's right there ready for us to put the 2 together. So let's say you're out and one of the dogs goes to the bathroom and you want to be hands-free to clean it up. I could pass both dogs off to John easily because he just has to hook those leashes right on here, and he's got a handle to hold both for a moment. Or if I'm walking both of them myself, there is the option to clip this to my waist bag, because as we've shown before with the hiking waist bags we use, they have the D-rings so that we can hook the leashes to them anyway. This will hook right there, and both dogs are attached. Now you might be wondering, how does that work with 2 dogs? Because 2 dogs, 2 leashes, constant tangles, constant untangling. We're going to step off to the side for a moment, and we're going to show you how this works and why this is so different from every other leash that you see. All right, so you probably saw some tangling and whatnot in the B-roll that we're putting in this video, but Taylor did a really good demonstration that we wanted to recreate here for you. So once again, this was Taylor's idea, but we are going to recreate it. John is going to be both of our dogs. I am holding the handle, and they are going to be twisting and turning and carrying on the trail, and then when they decide they want to go their separate ways. Now watch how, as they pull out, and now I'm going to become Lucifer. Look at that. Completely tangle-free, not at all tangled together, so you don't even have to worry about it. So let's do it one more time just to show, prove that we didn't make that up. Tangle, tangle, tangle.
It works so good that's not tangling now.
You have to get slack to even get it to tangle. Tangle, tangle, tangle. Oh, John accidentally hit the
I hit the clicker.
And they start untangling. They're running off. Willow sees a squirrel and she takes off. And Lucifer wants to stay over here. And look, it just completely untangles itself. Huge bonus.
All right, so this is the waist option. Take a carabiner, you wrap it around. You gain some winter poundage. Put it like that, you get your sizing. Then after you get your sizing, you will tie a knot. Like so. And then you wrap it around again, and you latch onto that loop. And this end will attach to Willow.
Okay, so John just showed the waist option as I showed in our B-roll and have talked about throughout this video, I prefer a crossbody setup when I'm walking the dogs. Now I'm going to use Willow's leash just because the color, it pops a little bit more than Lucifer's black. You got your handle. Just as he measured around the waist for sizing, I measure around my crossbody for sizing. Here is the point that it connects. Fold. Overhand knot. You've got your two ends. The end of the handle. Cross my body. And clip that in. And I now have a hands-free crossbody leash, hook Lucifer up, and I'm good to go. So, the real question is it easier to walk than separate leashes, and would we pack this? What are your thoughts?
100% is well worth the investment, especially coming from a world where we would, for people who have like multiple dogs and a cat, but it's such a big, it is such a easy thing to use, and like the one thing I really love about it is there's the one connecting point on a swivel, which is massive.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would have just seen the demonstration we did with the detangling.
Yeah. It's just like in the old way of doing it, I'll use that term, that it's so easy to get tangled up and trip over it and trip over the leashes and whatnot. It just makes it so much easier to go like with one hand with two dogs.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I know that couplers have existed for a while, and those, for anybody who doesn't know, are the short little, they're usually like just about this long, two sections that clip to the end of a leash. But those hold your dogs so close together. And while that's great when you're out, on the street going for a walk and you need to keep your dogs near you, if you want to be able to give them a little bit of freedom to move around, especially when you're out hiking, like that would force them together. So with like Willow and Lucifer, let's say Willow wants to go smell over here. Lucifer has nothing on Willow weight-wise. Lucifer has to go that way because Willow's not giving him a choice.
Yeah, so one big example, like one thing I really love about it is the ability to go hands-free. On the property here, like I'll take both dogs out and I'll go foraging out on the property. And there's times where I'm going to need to go hands-free with these guys. And
which, I mean, Lucifer has incredible recall, and here on the property where it's allowed, we can let him off leash and he's great. But Willow's still learning.
Yeah.
We can't try, like, if a squirrel runs past, Willow's going after the squirrel.
Squirrel! Yeah, she's got a little bit of ADHD going on, but yeah, it allows us to allows me to have the ability to go hands-free to do whatever I need to be doing while they're with me.
Another feature that we didn't show earlier that Taylor mentioned to us that I thought was really interesting, especially if you're, canoeing in or hiking in and you're trying to minimize the gear that you are bringing with you, is that this can also be used as a tie-up at the campsite. Mm-hmm. So you can either just clip this over, or you can put it around like a tree or something, clip it. There's many different ways to secure it, but once it's secured, you have two tie-outs that still have that not tangle option. Sorry, I hooked it to the wrong spot. There. Still have that not tangle option so that they can run and play and carry on. If the tree is too wide and this isn't going to fit around it, you just put like a rope or something around it and clip this to it, and still, once again, you have that tangle-free option so that they can run around the campsite if you have a dog that tends to keep you busy untangling their leashes constantly.
Yeah.
Like these two, Lucifer and Willow are best friends. They like to play. But when they play and they roughhouse, a traditional tie-up is just a nightmare for us.
Yes.
And I know that backcountry, some people are a little bit more lax with leash rules and leash laws, but we are very firm believers in following the leash rules wherever they are. So if that means keeping him leashed, keeping her leashed while we're in a backcountry site versus being on a private property, I mean, I'm all for off-leash freedom when we're on a private property or a hip camp that allows it. But But this makes it a little bit more manageable to follow those leash rules and still be able to do it even when you're going out into the backcountry somewhere.
Also, when we first met Taylor, she did mention that she did go by the provincial park guidelines for the leashes for maximum length.
Yeah, so when you're wearing it hands-free, the leash will fall into the requirements. And we showed you guys 2 different ways to go hands-free. John prefers the waist style. I prefer the crossbody, but it's whichever you're most comfortable with in order to give your pet that freedom and still be able to have your hands free to drink water, to pick up dog poop, to grab onto rocks when you're trying to scale a steeper path.
Yeah.
All of those reasons why people may want to go hands-free when they're on a hike.
Oh, another example would be like, people will go hiking and they have the trekking poles, right? So, I mean, to have the ability to just clip onto your waist and then use your trekking poles for more stability.
So there's many reasons to consider the TinyHorse system. As for us, would we pack this? Yeah, I think it's a staple.
I think it would be a staple in our gear for our guys. So moving forward, yeah, it's 100% going with us on every adventure.
I mean, we're heading out this weekend to Bruce Peninsula, and this is going to be part of the gear that we're packing without question.
Yep.
So if you are looking for a new leash setup, something for multiple pups, or even just the single leash, and you like the option for how easily convertible it is, we will put the link for TinyHorse in the description of the video. Huge shout out to Taylor. Thank you so much for connecting with us. It was so much fun finding out about your business. You are a genius. Like, this is so smart. I can see why TinyHorse has earned such a great reputation in the pet industry, and we highly recommend it. So check out TinyHorse.
All right. Yeah, Taylor. Thanks for sharing this product with us, and you're doing amazing things.
Now, if you are not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for alerts. As I said, we are headed to Bruce Peninsula this weekend.
Yes, it's our first trip this season.
So this is our first national park.
Yes.
We haven't covered any before here on the channel. We are so excited to check it out. I know that there's some differences, some similarities with the provincial parks, and of course, we're going to come at it entirely from a pet-friendly focused angle. So what it's like to visit there with pets.
Yeah, so it would be...
It'll only be the dogs with us this trip, but I know Lucifer is super excited to check out. We're going to visit the grotto, see all the views that Bruce Peninsula is so well known for. We have a campsite at Cypress Lake. So as I said, make sure you hit that alert. It'll let you know when we post that video, because that will be the next one coming up here on the channel.
Yeah, and I'll be doing the wood feature, so we'll see what the difference between national and provincial firewood is. But in saying that, I guess thanks for watching, subscribing, liking, and stay toasty.